Got Total Recall on the show here on Mike in the Night, episode 555. How are you?
Doing great, mate. Doing great. Survived the end of the world event, with the old eclipse. We seem to have got through that. So,
Oh,
we keep moving forward.
you reminded me of something. I was going to play that video I made a week before the eclipse. Nothing's going to happen. You're wasting your time. Nothing's going to happen. Unsubscribe to all these people that are creating these rabbit holes for you to go down and worry about the eclipse and the end of times. I should have played that video at the beginning of the damn show.
You
Damn.
should have, Mike, because, look, they've got everyone wrapped up in a frenzy, haven't they? It's, just burning cycles of people's attention, keeping them distracted, keeping them dumb, keeping them out of the loop, so they can do what they want to do. The 5G towers continue to go up unabated. They're not going to end the world with their projects half done and only their troops half deployed. So, I think we're good for a little while longer.
All right, let me play the clip real quick. I got the clip loaded here about the eclipse. Let me play that real quick, okay?
Let's do it.
All right, here goes. It's the eclipse. Oh my God, there's an eclipse coming. Oh my God, something strange is happening. Oh my goodness, let's issue a warning. It's raining. Let's issue a warning. Everyone go home early. Yeah, nothing's going to happen. Everyone is this, eclipse that. Look at the path. Look where it's going. Look at what's crossing. Look where it's just. Look at the edges. Look at this. Look at where the X ends. Look at this city, Mike. I've been bombarded with messages all week and a half, 2 weeks about this eclipse. Nothing is going to happen. There it is, folks. Nothing is going to happen. And I feel sorry for the people that wasted an incredible amount of time going down these rabbit holes with this eclipse thing. I know people that have spent like 40 hours a week researching this eclipse for 2 weeks, 3 weeks until it arrived. I couldn't believe. And the amount of information that was put out there from social media influencers getting millions of views about this eclipse. And then not only that, some of them, you're not going to believe this, Total Recall, some of them even came back with a rebut video. It's not over. The eclipse has done its damage, but you're not seeing it.
Well, Mike, come on. When you've got 1,000 hours into iPet Goat 2, come on. You've got to keep doubling down, right?
Yeah.
I saw a reflection off the boot of the Apple, of the reflection of the tower falling. Of course that means this.
So that's that with the eclipse. So it was a nothing burger is what it was. And we were just letting people know that don't, but it's just the amount of time. I know some people, I know some people that don't even talk to me anymore because of the eclipse. And I told them nothing was going to happen and they just don't want to talk to me anymore. So yeah, that's how.
Well, look, there's a falling away. There's a separation. People are either going to, realize that they've been lied to and come to terms with that and, move forward, or they're just going to continue to believe the lies and keep walking in for their shots and what come will be, what can you do?
Okay, 5G dower mounting up. You brought that up, surveillance propping up. What's going on in your neck of the woods with because I'm seeing those towers being put up along major highways. What is happening in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, the ones in our neck of the woods have even now got diesel generators sitting next to them. Now, why would they need a diesel generator next to their 5G tower? And it's also, it's disguised as a beautiful redwood. I'm from the area here in just up the road of the beautiful redwoods in California here.
Can I answer that for you, please?
Yes.
Continuity of surveillance.
Yes. Oh, look, I think they're going to use the telephones to send out instructions to people to stay calm and get in line and don't do this and don't do that. I don't think they're going to cut people off and kind of put them in the dark because I think a lot of people are just going to, do what they're told. And, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. But, the beat just rolls on while all the ridiculousness of the world goes on. Their agenda, this gradual incrementalism, just just rolls on day after day, week after week, month after month. They plan this stuff out, many, many decades in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just kind of playing along their script, and I think they're having a great time with it. You know, I heard people saying the other day, "Oh, they're way behind schedule." I don't think so. I think they're playing the game exactly the way that they've designed it to be played out.
Right.
You know, with all their numbers and all of their spells that they've been casting, and now it's time for them to reap the souls of all
Right.
of their conjuring that they've been doing through popular culture and music and movies and all that kind of stuff. They've been at it right from the beginning.
And you're in California, right?
I am, yes. I'm an escapee from Australia, so need to leave Australia.
It's kind of funny.
No,
Our first caller was from Western Australia, and then our second caller is an Australian living in California.
Oh, look, mate, I grew up in Australia just wanting to come to America and experience the wonder that was here and the opportunities that were here. And, you know, I was able to make that dream come through, and now I'm well and truly settled here, and I really enjoy it. You know, never met a person who has been, you know, unfriendly or not giving or unkind. Still tons of opportunity here compared to, you know, where I was from in the middle of nowhere in Australia. You know, we had to wait 6 months for movies to come out and had, you know, 1 or 2 TV channels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, look, I still think there's, you know, great opportunity here, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, you know, with the borders being open and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, let's correct ourselves here. The southern border, the northern border, I just went through a few weeks back. It's sealed tight. The northern border is sealed tight, really tight. So
it's interesting, isn't it? They can do it when they need to do it, right? You know, it's not an impossible task to seal off the borders, but. Yes, look, I don't know. It's an interesting time, isn't it? But there's not a lot we can do. You know, there's so much false opposition out there, and there's so many kind of little traps that you can fall into along the way. And, you know, they're kind of miles ahead of you. You kind of jump out of one, you know, line of thought, and then you jump into another one where you think you're a little bit further along, but that's controlled as well. And then you jump into the next one, and that's controlled as well. And and that's why you get 0 subscribers, Mike.
Yeah, I went 12 months without a single subscriber on YouTube, and all the videos are stuff that's happening now, or stuff that we've prophesized or warned people about that was going to come.
That's just hilarious, Mike, and it should be a badge of honor.
Yeah. 0 subscribers in 12 months. Well, don't laugh, because on Rumble, it's just as worse. On Rumble, I think I got 124 subscribers since March of last year.
You've got a way bigger audience. You really do. But there's just so much content out there now. You know, every man and his dog has strapped a camera to his bike and is riding around the city or whatever, or, you know, going to Disneyland every night. Or
there's not a lot of pre-COVID guys out there like us, like me and a couple other content creators that were pre-COVID, warning people about this and warning people about there wasn't a lot of pre-COVID people. It wasn't a lot. But
I remember the day, Mike, when you said they're going to pull a pandemic. You know, this is the situation, and you were absolutely 100% spot on. You know, you were miles ahead. You know, they're going to bring out the cure, and the cure will be the disease, and that's proven pretty much right, you know. So, yeah, look, it's interesting times, isn't it? But I planted a couple of more fruit trees today. You know, you just got to keep moving forward and do what you can, right? You know, no good just, you know, dwelling on it.
It is an election year in the States, so it's going to be a very interesting time. There's about 64 major elections happening around the world kicking off in the next couple of weeks. And we're starting to see, if you watched the show a bit earlier, we're going over the protests happening all over the world, and we're starting to see protests start to kick off. And we're going to go back to 2019, the year of the protest, and I believe they're going to do something in America. They're going to stage some sort of a false flag or something somewhere to allow them to cancel the election and or strip Americans of all their rights. I have a feeling something's going to go down.
Yeah, look, you know, I think with everything kicking off now with Iran, You know, people forget that Iran is Persia. They're one of the old ancient powers, the last man standing, without a central bank. They were always going to come for them. You know, but then you look at the big picture and you think, are they just another controlled opposition? Is this really just a game? You know, like the game of life that they play out in actual real life, you know, where all these people are all inbred.
Anyone getting paid doing what I'm doing here is controlled opposition, 100%.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the people that are selling coffee on their channels and grinding it and trying to make some income from their supporters and stuff. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that get paid to come on social media and talk. That's all controlled up. All these Rumble heroes, all these YouTube influencers, all these Twitter stars, they're all controlled opposition. If they're getting paid, they're controlled opposition. Period. I get 35 cents for doing the show.
And everyone wants to be a star, Mike. It's even more than that, you know. Everyone wants this ego-driven new American dream, which is, you know, an OnlyFans page and, you know, 1 million subscribers and your own energy drink. You know, that's the new American dream for the young kids. It's,
yeah.
Oh, it's strange times, Mike. You have to laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
I am laughing. I'm smiling. I'm grinning.
No, and you always are, and you always hear week after week. And even, look, there's a couple of hundred people here. That sends ripples all the way out and through. You know, it's out in the ether. How'd you say? You know,
there's a major broadcast, like a major broadcast, actually took our thing that we did. I did a little section on last week's show I was discussing, and I made it into a short so I could get my point across in a short video too. I basically said that I'm afraid of Putin. I'm afraid of Putin for the reason if something happened to him, they may bring in a WEF puppet to take his place, or if something happened to Putin, they might bring someone else in that's going to actually create more problems. And Putin has been very patient all this time, and I'm afraid if something happens to Putin, there may be a turn of events that we can never turn back, like that could be catastrophic. And I basically said that it's like why they didn't take Hitler out at the earlier stages of the war. Because if they took Hitler out at the earlier stages of war, I believe that somebody could have come in and won the war, or things could have changed, or it could have been parabolic. So that there's a reason why they didn't take Hitler out at the beginning of the war, because they could have, right? And I'm afraid of Putin getting removed. So the reason why I'm telling you this, Total Recall, is because a big transmission, I'm talking about big, okay, actually took my synopsis and actually ran with it. The whole thing I talked, and even included the whole Hitler part.
Oh, yeah.
They took the whole thing.
It's no holes barred out there. Steal, beg, borrow, you know, to get famous, what are you willing to do? You know, people all do whatever. Plagiarism is the oldest trick in the book, isn't it? And, look, just keep doing what you're doing, mate. We appreciate you. And there's a lot of people in the chat also that do. You know, it's been a rough few years, right? You know, if you can really see, it's rough living 1 foot in, you know, the real world and, you know, 1 foot in another world. So Saturday nights is always helpful for me. I'm always listening, even if I'm not in the comments or calling in, but I'm always around abouts. But appreciate you, Mike.
Well, I appreciate you, Total Recall. Please come back on and give us an update on your... Keep your eyes and ears open. Send me short videos if you'd like on Skype. You could send up to a 10-minute video on Skype if there's anything reporting you want to do for Mike in the Night, okay?
I'll keep my eyes open for Mike in the Night, absolutely. And thanks, everyone.
Thanks, brother.
Hi to everyone in the
Have
chat.
a good night. God bless.
Take care, mate. Great catching up. Cheers.
Cheers. All right.